Before I lose you, we're giving away two things this video. We're giving away a Marvel Champions insert from One Sharp Joe, as well as a Moonrakers Titan pledge. Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co., and this is Board Game Upgrades, Deluxifications, our monthly series of, well, various upgrades, deluxifications, and stuff. And we have a bunch of topical things this week. We have Moonrakers, we're going to be talking about this as an active Kickstarter for that. We're going to be talking about Quodd Heroes as an active Kickstarter for that, or hopefully still active. I hope it's going well. We'll talk more about that. But before we dive into this, before we get into all the details, the giveaway, all those things, this video, as usual, is sponsored by Top Shelf Gamer. That means that they generally, well, they send me various things to cover and review. We'll talk about a folded space insert from them, a little bag of Dwarven coins. We'll talk about some things from them. And in general, they sponsor this series by sending me stuff. That's what they do. As well as the fact that down below, there'll be a link or a coupon code or whatnot for a bit of a sale in case you want to buy any of your coins or inserts or sleeves. They have sleeves too, various upgrades, deluxified real resources, whole bunch of things over there. You can check that all out. Full disclaimer, I do get a kickback on the commission aspect. If you buy anything using the link, I do get a little bit of a perk there. So shop away and enjoy all that stuff. But with that, let's go ahead and dive into this. Starting off with, I guess, giveaway details. Let's start with giveaway details so you can get that out of the way. A very short version is we're gonna be giving away two things here. We're gonna be giving away a insert from One Sharp Joe. I'll show you what this looks like more middle of the video. I'll have to grab it from behind me because I didn't grab it. But this is an insert from Marvel Champions. I have two of these already. Do I have three yet? I don't have three yet. I don't need three yet. Eventually I'll have three. Maybe I have three. I may not have assembled the third one. I should probably assemble the third one. Either way, this is an insert for Marvel Champions to hold your Marvel Champions collection. Highly recommended from One Sharp Joe. I'll have a link to that down below to his Etsy store where you can buy this or many other various things for your board games, as well as a Moonrakers Titan pledge. This is going to be from Ivy Games. They currently have an active campaign for Moonrakers for the full all-in stuff, thingies, expansions, big box, all the various ways to get Moonrakers. Doing fairly well. As of right now, it's like it crossed 1.4 million or whatever, doing phenomenally well. But if you want Moonrakers and you don't want to shell out money for it, well, this is one option. To be eligible for these, I'll include in the description down below the official stuff, so make sure to check that out just to have your bases covered. But the very short version is to be eligible for the One Sharp Joe insert. Just make sure to go ahead and put the word Joe somewhere in your comment. Just include the word Joe in any comment down below. And for this one, for Moonrakers, same idea, but include the word Moonrakers in any comment down below. As far as dates, when the winner will be drawn, all of that stuff, just check down below. I'll have that listed down below, but in general, I will list a specific date, and you'll have to check in to see if you won. I'll try to reply, but I do not guarantee it, and anything that is not claimed generally gets given away to a patron instead. You can also support me on Patreon, with a link down below to that as well. And with that way too long discussion and everything else, let's go ahead and dive into this actual deluxification video, starting with coins. Let's start with coins. This is going to be an upcoming GameFound campaign. I believe GameFound. It might be Kickstarter, but this is coming to you from Drawlabs. Drawlabs has done various things from board games to various board game components. I've done this in the past. One of the first videos, possibly the first deluxification video I ever did, was actually featuring Drawlab coins, and these are a new series of coins. So I'm just going to have a few small selections of various coins from their campaign, just different options. We'll go through all of these, and then they'll just go into my little handy-dandy little treasure chest, because this thing is currently empty, and I could use some coins in it. Let's get a little lint out of there. I have various metal things like to store different points. I empty this just for the sake of this video. And let's go ahead and let's zoom in a bit if we could. There we go. And let's just zoom into, or let's start going through these. So these specifically are going to be your forged dinosaur coins. We have our forged dinosaur coins over here, just giving you a few of these options. And again, we only have a few of each one, a few just a sampling that you can see. We'll go through all of these just one at a time, just covering what they have. We have our Explorer coins. And again, you buy these in various bundles of getting more and more coins. I'm just dunking these all together. We have our Explorer coins over here. These are going to be the options you have as far as Explorer coins. And again, we'll have a link to that down below over on GameFound or Kickstarter or wherever it is. I don't know exactly when it's going up. Hopefully in time for this. We have our RPG gold pieces set over here. It's going to be a bunch of gold pieces for your ever RPG game experience you have. Now these in general, by the way, the thickness of all these coins is very solid, at least the ones I've seen so far. They usually have just larger selections as far as getting whatever specific set or type you want. We have our forged elven coins. Here we got an example of our forged elven coins. I'll go ahead and show you these and then flip these over one at a time so you can see them. These are just different options as far as your forged elven set over here. There we go, over there. And then we have our Arkham game tokens. Ooh, fun. Arkham game tokens. I guess these are for something Arkham related. These are nice. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I wonder if this is for Arkham Horror the card game. Because these, I wonder what it is. Let's go ahead and show you these over here. I'll show you the front facing over here, and then we'll go ahead and flip it around. But if you see over here, we have these coins over here, and they have a nice little sheen on that, but the really nice part, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this on camera, but they have like a very like almost like a layer to that. You can see the sanity over here, the question mark over here, the heart over here. I don't know how well you can see that. Let's take a look if we can get a feel for it. You can see it kind of layered through that. Like it clearly has a level to it, which is very nice looking. But yeah, that's your Arkham set over here. Then we have our Halfling coins. Halfling coins over here, which are, let's go ahead and show you, these got some mugs. I'm not going to show you both sides of these. We'll take a look over here. These are these, and not that. And yeah, and then two left, we got our Forged Pirate and our Venetian Renaissance. Let's do those first because I like the Forged Pirate better. Here's our Venetian Renaissance over here, and they all have different looks to them, different feels. I so far, I like the Halfling, the Elven Moon set or whatever it is. But the Forged Pirate set is actually one of my favorites over here. Let's go and take a look. This is going to be a Venetian Renaissance coins. And I don't know what other options they have. I don't know whether they sell previous sets. They've done these coin sets for a while. There's a bunch of options out there. And these, I'll show you both sides of them because I do like them a lot. These are the pirate ones. Possibly my favorite set from what they have so far. Let's go ahead and take a look. These are the pirate sets over here. And again, just the double-sided aspect of them. Well, all coins are double-sided, but just those skulls are very solid. I like this one, these two over here in particular. If we take a look over here, just let's see if we can get the camera to focus. There we go. There are our pirate coins as far as those go. And that's my new pirate chest, a little filled up with more coins. We'll put that off to the side. We'll come back to that. Let's dump these off to the side because these I don't need anymore. And then we can go from there to our Marvel Champions insert. We'll leave to the side. I'm just going to show you that briefly in case you've missed it. I've talked about it in prior videos, but since we're giving it away, I will show it briefly, or at least what I have currently. But let's start off with the Xayah Legends of a Drift system insert over here. Now this I just assembled, and when I say just assembled, I mean that I haven't even put in the expansion content. This is a folded space insert that works with Xayah, that stores everything in the box, including all expansion content. I have not sleeved my cards, I have not gotten the expansion content, I have not done all the various things that would make this fully where you want it to be as far as your insert and options. But over here in the corner we have our various tiles, and again I'll go ahead, you can see it up behind me over there is where I have the rest of the Embers of a Forsaken Star, and we'll get that in here as we have a chance. But going back to the insert, we have our container over here. This is just placeholder extra to keep things all nice and full, so everything's proxied over there, but nothing actually in there. We'll have various cards over here and cards over here. This gives you more than enough card wall space for whatever you need. Right now I don't need it all because I'm not using all the cards yet, and I haven't sleeved the cards. Over here we have our ships up here, which we can go ahead and take those off. That nicely stores everything, so in theory you can store this on its side. To be very clear, I have not tested that yet. I have not tested storing this on the side since I have built this. I've only just built this. I think it's tight enough that it would be fine, but it is a risk. So just factor that in before you go into that. And we have all these compartments over here as far as these things go, and just lots of options. We have our various tokens over here, and I think there's empty underneath it. Yep, empty underneath over there. This gives you the various models, so you can put your ships on them. In theory, you might be able to store them all over here. I haven't really tried yet, but this lets you sort them by the sizing, and it's possible I have not actually sorted them properly. I just dumped them all in here over there. We have a bunch of extra tokens. Again, this is where I haven't stored the expansion content in here yet, so this is still going to be a partial look. But we have various damage tokens down here, as well as other tokens. These are going to be two separate trays, so you can store them on different sides of your playing field, playing space or whatnot. We have our player tokens over here, and this one over here, pulled out nicely, as well as our resource tokens, pulling out nicely, and then our various coins down here. So again, everything just giving you clear, quick, clean options to pull everything out and have everything very accessible. Then we have our types of our various mods over here, stored by the three different categories in each of these inserts. So one option's over here, one option's over here, one option is over here, and you can store these back in the box in any configuration you want, obviously, but these just give you a whole lot of options. And then we have two full trays, which I'm assuming are for various expansion components. Again, the nice part about these folded space inserts, which you can get directly from folded space themselves, or you can get it from folded space themselves, or you can get it from Top Shelf Gamer. But the nice part about these is they come with a very handy dandy sheet as far as showing you how everything gets assembled, as well as showing you how everything gets stored, so you have all that access. I assembled this just the other day, actually, because I've had Xayah not that long. I got the folded space insert for it, and I want to guesstimate it took me maybe 30 minutes to assemble. Folded Space in general has a nice system for showing you how easy it is to assemble everything just by tracing lines of glue. I highly recommend watching the video if you get any inserts from them. It's a very easy way to assemble things that goes pretty quickly considering how many compartments you're building. Generally what I do is I pop on some TV show or something I'm behind on. Right now I'm watching The Time Traveler's Wife over on HBO. I love that movie, and the TV show is even better. Love the actors and the actresses involved. this is not meant to be a tangent about Time Traveler's Wife, but I'm very much a romantic at heart, and I'm always interested in chick flicks, or I shouldn't say always interested. I used to watch a lot more stuff. I watch very few things nowadays, but really enjoy The Time Traveler's Wife, and I watched that while building this insert, and that is the situation there. And with that, let's go ahead and go to Quodd Heroes. Quodd Heroes, which is an active Kickstarter. I think we'll do Moonrakers Titans last, but Quodd Heroes, which is an active Kickstarter, and it looks like this is actually very insert focused. We have 2 coins, and we have a bunch of inserts and stuff. I always have different things for these videos, but Quodd Heroes is an active, ongoing Kickstarter campaign. They're currently offering the 2nd edition of Quodd Heroes, or the 1st edition along with an upgrade kit. Like if you have the 1st edition like I do, you can buy just the upgrade kit. They have 2 options for inserts, like a $70 insert for like a nice solid regular insert, and then like a $500 ridiculously custom insert that feels like what's it called? What Chip Theory Games with their giant, what's it called again? What do they call their box? For the Trove Chest. It feels like they have a Trove Chest option. Significantly more expensive than the Trove Chest, but very, very cool looking if you're that obsessed with Quodd Heroes. I like Quodd Heroes. I don't think I'm $500 ready to spend on Quodd Heroes, but they have an ongoing campaign if you want to check that out. And in fact, this is a bit of a bittersweet one for me, because if I upgrade for the 2nd edition, I don't know how this will all fit together. You see, Quodd Heroes, the original game of Quodd Heroes, this one comes as a giant box of stuff that needs an insert. Like, this thing needs an insert, very much so, and it doesn't have an insert currently. Let's move this over a bit, over here, and we have no insert officially, but this is a 3D printed insert. Before you ask, I don't have access to the files, I don't know anything about this, I didn't print it myself, I traded for this, but I thought it's such a cool insert that I did want to go over it and show it, because I think it just does a solid job, and I will miss it if or when I upgrade to the new edition. Hopefully the campaign is doing well. I know it's struggling a bit, and so that's always like, it's currently like, it has a $100,000 goal, and it's at like 70,000 when I last checked, which could mean it's funds, it could mean it's a cancellation and relaunch, I don't know. Hopefully it does well. I want to see more Quodd Heroes. I think it's a fantastic game. It is a hard game to table. Like, this is one of those weird balances where even as I say it's a fantastic game, there is a possibility it leaves my collection at one point. If there wasn't, by the way, I'd spend the $500 and get the very cool option there. There is a possibility this leaves at some point. It is a great game, but it's one I don't play often, which is a balance there. But either way, let's go ahead and show you what we have over here. And we have this over here. I keep wanting to get rid of it, but that's not true. I keep thinking I should get rid of it, and then not getting rid of it because of the fact that I want to play it. There's a few games that fall into that category. Games I don't play often, but when I think about getting rid of them, I just don't want to. So we have all this stuff set up over here, and some of these tiles did get mixed together, you'll see soon enough, but we have these options as far as this coming out down here, and this is all, again, fully custom 3D printed insert. We have our little sheep tokens over here, we have our various damage tokens down here. These all slide out very nicely, so if we pull this over here, you can see, let's put that down there. This slides out nicely over here as well, giving you access to these token trays, these little options. You have over here the whole underground expansion, and if you really want, you could pull out this entire section if you really want to, but you don't necessarily need to. It's just a question of whether you prefer to or not, but if you want to, you could go ahead and do this earlier. Here we go. We could pull this entire thing out and just have all these options here, storing all the underground, all the tokens, all that, but I'm just going to go ahead and put this straight back in. And then from there we have this section over here, where we have underneath over here, again, more token trays over here, more tokens, both these above and below, giving you 2 options to pull out tokens, and to pull out the individual little slots over here. So again, if we just show you this over here, you have the individual slots that slide out beautifully. This is one of the coolest 3D inserts I've seen printed that really just gives you everything you need as far as just complete accessibility to pull out whatever you want. I think I just messed up some tokens, so I dropped that back in. It looks good, looks fine. And then we put that back in on top, and then this on top to just keep everything in place. Over here we have our full trays full of these miniatures. Now these are going to have pre-painted options in the new Kickstarter as well. So if you want these dice over here, there's 2 options. There's a retail edition of the game, which gives you a cheaper access point, but with like just cubes. And then there's the miniatures, which come with a pre-painted option, which I'm very intrigued by. That's one of the things I assume is in the upgrade kit. Haven't actually checked. And underneath over here, we have all the various tiles for various things. This is where you can just reach in, pull out an entire stack, and it's a little tight over here. Like, this is where I don't know, I can't imagine that the upgrade kit really fits in this. I have to look into it more, because if it did, I love this insert. This insert does such a great job of storing everything, that for me the question is just whether or not it can make the 2nd edition work with the 1st edition insert. I just don't know. Then over here we have more trays over here, and again, you could pull out these entire things if you want to, but let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's pull this out over here. We have these over here. We have this over here. We can pull out this section over here. More options as far as these go. Just everything sliding right out. We have these come out over here. You have your various cards there. And we have all the cards stored over here. Some of them still in shrink. First player token, some dice underneath it. Again, solid job just holding everything in place while fitting into the core box. And this is something that I got this after originally having Quodd heroes for a bit, and it makes the game significantly easier to table when it's all sorted like this, compared and contrasted with the way I originally had it, which is just all in just a giant messy box with no rhyme or reason, no sense of anything. It's just the way that it came. This makes it significantly better, and it's why I would say if you are a Quodd Heroes fan, you should look into getting an insert, or the new Kickstarter, which has 2 insert options. The very expensive option, which I don't necessarily recommend, as well as the more affordable option, which will make your game easier to table, but will add like $70 to the price point. So, back responsibly and all that. From there, let's show you the Marvel Champions insert. I'm just going to briefly be showing you what I have currently. I've done this in previous videos, so I'm not heavily going to focus on it. And in fact, I have to kind of reach behind me and pull some things off the shelf because we have Spirit Island on top of that. But underneath that, we have Marvel Champions. I have 2 boxes currently, a 3rd box I need to assemble. This is what I have for Marvel Champions. I'm going to show you just one box over here, because like I said already, I've done this before. But we have our insert on top over here. This glues on very nicely. We have our various token trays down in the corner. So if we have over here, we can pull this out. We can pull this out. We can pull all these things out. These are just our various tokens. And you could pull out the entire thing if I'm not mistaken. Here, where's the thing over here? No, you can't pull out the... No, you have to pull these out one at a time, I believe. No, I think that you can pull it... I can't remember. I don't think this pulls out. No, it does not pull out. But you go over here. You have your specific token trees that go all down there. You have your life dials over here. You have any other... I put my rules and various things in this extra compartment over there just because I have the extra space for it. And then everything else is just all these cards over here, just giving you all these. With many of them having custom dividers as well. So I have my custom dividers over here. All this stuff just nicely sorted in here. I personally keep this stored as a full box for the various villains I'm fighting against, and then a full box for the various heroes I'm fighting against. He has different art, not against, the heroes I'm fighting, and the heroes and villains, I separate the box like that. Again, you can see card art wise, I have this for one box. This is one of the covers. He has a bunch of options for the various covers as far as whatever you want. And then he has this nice over, if you can see over there, the sides of the box and the way all that stores. But that's what the One Sharp Joe insert looks like over there, as far as... Let me just put that there. That's what the One Sharp Joe insert looks like, in case you're interested in that, or, well, interested is a relative term. You can go ahead and buy it yourself over on Etsy. I'll have a link down below. Or you can, you know, put Joe in a comment somewhere and you'll potentially win this. But that is that. Which brings us to metal coins. Let's do metal coins again. This particular metal coin thing from Top Shelf Gamer. I have no use for these currently. I just really, really like these. And this is one of those things where I do this occasionally with Top Shelf Gamer, where I'll get some coins that I just really like, and then I'll find a good use for them. The last video I did, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the last deluxification series I did included Foundations of Rome and the metal coins I used for that. Those are metal coins I got from Top Shelf Gamer that I've been sitting around just waiting for a game to match up with. I don't love doing that because usually I want things to have order and structure and be in a game, but those are some of the best coins. I'm still sad about it. Like I linked them last time and I think they're out of stock at the time, but they fit Foundations of Rome so amazingly well. It's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. But with that said, over here, these coins are Dwarven coins that are really solid, both in the terms of the general look of them, as well as the heft they have. These, I'm hoping to find a good game to match them to. I got rid of In the Hall of the Mountain King, so they don't fit there. I can't remember if Fall of the Mountain King has anything that they would use that are coins, because if Fall of the Mountain King, which I have coming from Burnt Island Games, if those in any way, shape, or form need any coins, these are going to be the ones I use. So let's go ahead and show you these over here, as far as just a quick hand pour on the coins themselves. And then as well, just going through the different options as far as the coins. So we have these coins over here. We have 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and show you these as far as different options. I'll just show you them one at a time, the different options. So you got 1, 2, and 3. So the first coin type over here, we have here is the smallest coin. And this is what we have over here as far as the different designs in it. And again, it's really, really cool looking and has a degree of heft. Like, these are nice coins as far as with the size, the thickness, and all that stuff. And they have a bunch of options there. Some of the Top Shelf Gamer coins I like more than others. They generally source these. Like, some things I think they make themselves, other things they source. But these are some solid coins that I have to think through what I have else in my collection that uses dwarf-themed games, because these are a solid fit for that. I'm trying to think what else I have. I have to have other games. Caverna. Does Caverna need coins? I don't remember what Caverna, like I've only played Caverna once. I don't think it has anything that needs coins. It has like wood and resources. Do they have coins? I would use these if it did need coins, because these are very solid coins. But these are top shelf game of coins, which brings us to the last thing, which is going to be the Moonrakers Big Box Titan Edition. Now, full disclaimer on this one, what I'm about to show you right here is how I mostly would be storing Moonrakers. I say would because of the two caveats. The first is that this is very much a work in progress. This is an active Kickstarter. I'll throw a link to that down below, and part of the giveaway, so make sure to use the word Moonrakers in the comments somewhere if you want to be eligible for that. But this is an active game that is still in construction and still being changed. So the insert I have now, there are active changes, quality of life changes in different ways. I'll point out a few of them as I go through it, but things might change. This is a product in development, even though it's mostly finished. But mostly, this is what you're going to see. The second is that I have not fully integrated my current Moonrakers in here because of one of those quality of life aspects, which we'll talk about in a second. So over here, we have Moonrakers Titan Edition, Big Box Moonrakers. This is a premium game at a premium price point. Understand that walking in. I've talked about this in my Should You Back It videos. I think this game is great. I think the expansions are essential, and there are many people who are like, the game's expensive. It is. There are many people who are like, the game shouldn't need expansions to fix it. I don't disagree with you. Some people love the game. Many people love the game in its current form. I needed expansions to fix it. Ultimately, you have to decide if the game is worth it. It is a great experience, but I think the price point to get to the great experience is reasonable. So factor that in, or just enter the word Moonrakers down below so you can see that. But with that, let's go and show you how we have this set up over here. And this is... Well, we'll show you. So we have these boards over here on the top, over there. We have our rule books, both our small rule books and our other rule books over here. Hopefully I remember how to put this all back in when I'm done. We have our little comic book, which I still keep. I don't know why. I never read it. We have this over here, the various player boards up there that you can see. And then this is all being stored in the top insert, where you can see the various ships, the other ships, we have our metal coins, we have some of our tokens here, we have 4 dice. The tray is designed to hold up to 8 dice. You don't need 8 dice, but if you want an extra set, I know that's one of the things you can buy, or you can have your metal dice or your non-metal dice if you want that. You're going to have additional tokens as well for the token trackers. I don't have them here right now, but you have the token trackers for the Binding Ties expansion that will be tracking how you're doing on the sideboard there. And from there, we pull this insert out off the top, and then you'd have everything stored over here. Now again, I do not have all my cards here. This goes back to quality of life things. We don't have the sticker racks that show you where all the cards go. And right now, sleeved cards, they're currently raising this a drop, because if you sleeve your cards, there's just enough height that the insert over here does not properly fit in perfectly without squeezing things, and I don't currently want to damage my sleeved cards, so they aren't currently stored in here. So I have them all separate right now, but that is one of the quality of life changes they're making. There's some other small things as far as heights and differences. The main things right now is it needs sleeve cards accommodations, as well as the fact there's no sticker things, and of course, in prototype production, so things might change. Additionally, though, we have this card tray over here, which we'd be storing most of your cards, and this comes out as well, so you can have everything that you need ASAP on the table accessible in a way that gives you both the storage, but also the, hey, let's pull out the main card tray with all the cards we need over there. We have our Binding Ties boards on the side being stored over there, just where you can track the alliances you're engaging in, as well as our main point boards over here, as well as our Nomads expansion board over there, and then the various Neophene mats you would store over here as well on the side, which I don't have this in this particular box over here. But that's what you're looking at. It gives you a way to store everything all at once, as well as a way to have everything accessible for the table for when you want that, and then putting this back in here, where it stores. This has a lip where it stores perfectly over the boards, and we store that there. We put these directly back over here. We put this back on top. The rules back on top. These, I think, by the way, I don't even know if I'm doing this correctly for the record. This is how it seems to all fit. So if it works, why mess with it? This is the part where I usually get an email from Austin at IV Games saying, you did it all wrong, Alex, and now 14 people think they store their game a certain way. And I'm like, I'm sorry. At least I didn't break any miniatures this time. That's a reference to Mythic Mischief, where I broke some of their miniatures. Prototype miniatures, but still. Anyways, that is everything. That's what we have over here for the board game upgrades and deluxifications video this month. We have Quodd Heroes insert. We have a folded space insert from Zaya. We have Moonrakers, just the general fact of this existence of the very expensive upgraded premium game. We have some coins, and we have some more coins in my treasure chest off to the side. And then, of course, we have the Marvel Champions insert. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. If you're interested in the giveaway, make sure to do Joe and Moonrakers, or just check the description where I'll have the full details in a comment down below. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.